Welcome everybody to the Tech Woke Podcast. My name is Chris. On this podcast, we talk about cybersecurity, career and life. And in this podcast, we're going to talk about, is the Security Plus enough? And the reason why we're talking about this, I'm in a lot of Facebook groups. I'm on social media, TikTok. I see a lot of ads out that say, hey, get your Security Plus, you can get your job in a month or two, maybe 90 days. They say 90 days. And then they also say, hey, not only that, we'll give you your Security Plus, we'll get you your Security Plus, but then we'll make sure you get a six-figure job and things like that. And when I was first getting into cybersecurity, that's what I used to believe. I used to believe, okay, I get my Security Plus, that's all I need. I'm going to be making six figures. I'm going to have a good life. But once I got into the field, that's just not how it works. My first position, I was only getting 75K. And that's where I started off at. And that's just wasn't the reality. The Security Plus is a great certification. It can basically tell you everything you need to know to give you the fundamentals of cybersecurity. I think the Security Plus certification is just as equivalent as to a degree, in my opinion, because of everything that's packed on the terminology, the language, knowing different things about cybersecurity, CIA triad, different things like that. But the Security Plus, when you first get a job, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to get you six figures. Now, if you know somebody in the field and they are a supervisor or they're in some leadership position and they can bring you on and train you, I've seen and heard about some situations that people will bring you on and they'll train you as you go. But a Security Plus is not always going to get you six figures. What they do value more is the experience, and especially if you're new, they do value more of the experience you can bring or experience you've done. There may even be some positions you work that might transition into the role. They value experience more. Even degrees, they don't value as degree, they value what you can do. Because what people don't understand when you get into cybersecurity, you're protecting their systems. You know, once you're targeted by a hacker or there's things being targeting your systems, it is really hard to stop that. And they don't really want, especially you're in the government, so they don't want a new person coming off the street to protect your systems. They don't want no new person off the street. They just don't want to do that. They want somebody that has a little bit more experience. They might bring you in at a lower role, but even with those lower roles, they still want somebody experienced as possible to show that they know how to work. Because once you get in the role, from what I experienced, most people when you get into cybersecurity, you do a role in your regular job. They give you a 5 bullet point on this is what you need to do for the job to be good. When they put you in a cybersecurity role, for example, they don't do that. They just say you need to go figure it out. They might tell you certain things you need to pay attention to, but you got to kind of think on your own. So for newer people that's trying to get into cybersecurity, still get your Security Plus, still do things like education, everything like that to get yourself the role, but it won't get you a job. But I'll tell you some steps that can help you, get the role that you're trying to do, things like that to make your Security Plus more valuable and just alone get the experience. So if I was in your position as a newer person that's trying to get into cybersecurity, and this is what I did, I would just go on Indeed. So when you go on Indeed, you just look at every position and try to identify what you want to do. What you want to do, with responsibilities, with roles, with things you do. Because in some cases, Security Plus is not the first certification you're supposed to get. It's mainly a cybersecurity certification. But, sometimes you might not want to get to go to cybersecurity route. And sometimes networking can still be cybersecurity too, or things like that. So I would just go on Indeed and identify different roles that suit you. So just speaking specifically, we're just going to do a hypothetical situation so I can help you out on that. So we're on Indeed. We're looking at maybe let me think about it. There's different roles like that. So we're going to probably focus on maybe network engineering. So we're going to focus on network engineering. I want to become a network engineer. So I'm going scrolling through Indeed. What are we going to do? Okay, so I see that you have to have some of the bases of networking. Okay, I can learn that. Okay, I'm seeing for a lot of these positions that a CCNA is required. Okay, I'm going to note that. I'm seeing that a lot of these companies are going into the cloud. Note that. So, okay, I see that this is the experience that I might need to do this role. Okay, so we did our research. We got this. We probably need a CCNA. We need some background in networking, things like that. Okay, so we identify what we want to do. Okay, the next part of the process is what you do is you need to start working on the education portion because we education experience portion. So we identify what we need. So now we're going to get our CCNA. So we're getting our CCNA. We're working on our CCNA. Okay, yes, we finally got our CCNA. So we got our CCNA. Probably took a month or two. Okay, now I need some background knowledge on network engineering. What I would do is I would just first reach out to your personal network. Just talk to your friends, family that might be in networking or might be in cybersecurity. Just talk to them about the position and what they can do to get experience. If that fails, if you don't have nobody, just go on LinkedIn and just talk to people. People like me, there's people always wanting to help, especially people get into certain positions they have. Talk to them, things they need to do. Okay, okay, so now you got to figure out how to get the experience. Why don't you just build maybe a VM lab, and create a lab to resemble a network. And there's plenty of YouTube videos on that. Just create a VM lab, start practicing that way. There's also different labs, maybe on CBT Nuggets. They have programs and labs on there that you can purchase to simulate a network environment. Just double down on that and just practice over and over again. Because when employers, they want to know, and when you start talking to them about these things in networking, they want to know that you did something on your own. It makes you more valuable, especially if you're a new person. So we doing that right now. So we're working on a lab. We created our own lab. We purchased a lab. We're working on that. Okay, so we have the education. If you want to, just to double down on it, you can go get an associate's, maybe in networking. Maybe you can get a bachelor's in networking. From my experience, the certification should help you. The experience you're getting doing that, and then also too, see if you can do an internship. There's plenty of internships on. See if you can do a free internship, maybe at your school, maybe at your church, maybe somewhere where you can just work for free and just practice IT networking. So we're doing that portion. So we got the education portion. So after you got the education in that, what I would start doing, just updating your resume, and updating your resume with all the experience you just gained, because it's going to take some time to get to this, the money you're trying to get or get into the field. So just start updating your resume. So I'm sitting here updating my resume, ATS format, put all the experience, put the CCNA, put your education, maybe if you got a degree, put your internship. Make sure you put everything that you have learned. And trust me and believe, and I've done this myself, employers will start looking at this, salivating. They're like, oh, this person is working. Yes, he or she is doing what they have to do. They'll see their resume and they'll pull it up real quick. So after you update your resume, start applying to jobs. Once you start applying to jobs, you'll start getting feedback on your resume on how to update and what experience you want to do. So as you're applying to jobs, you're going to start, after that, you're going to start getting interviews. And the interviews, like I said, will give you feedback on what you need to update your resume. Even at this point, I'm pretty sure you should have a job, but at this point, you should get a job and just practice for interviews. The same thing you're doing. Go to YouTube, practice interview questions, things like that. That's how you really get a job. A certification, any certification is not going to get you the job. They want to see that you have a background. They want to see that you're working. You have to do these things in place to get a job. Everything's not handed to you. It's hard. This is hard work. If you want to get into this cybersecurity IT field, you're going to have to work for it. Everything will not be handed to you. So you're going to have to keep working no matter what. Just keep working. A certification is okay. You can get a certification, but you're just going to have to do that, to get in the field. But To sum that up, that's pretty much it, everybody. If you enjoyed the podcast, please download it. I should have it on Spotify, Apple, Amazon. Download it. Subscribe to this channel. Like the video. Comment down below about your experience with certifications and things like that. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Peace out, everybody. I'll see you on the next video.